This is LG's new 2022 tone-free. They're called the UT90 Qs. These tone-free earbuds are packing a lot of refinements and improvements over the previous generation. So we've got now the world's first Dolby ATMOS head-tracking wireless earbuds. They have an IPX4 rating. We've got a runtime with the ANC off of up to 9 hours, 29 hours in total with the little case here, which does support wireless charging. And then with ANC on, you get 5 hours of a single charge and up to 16 with our case. Now this little case is interesting. There's a switch on the side that you can flick to then put it into a plug-in mode. So you can plug in a 3.5 to Type-C cable or a USB cable to Type-C and connect these up to other tech that doesn't even have Bluetooth. For example, a PlayStation Portable, you can use these with them. Or say a mini PC that doesn't even have Bluetooth, or even a 3.5mm headphone jack. So it's a handy feature there. Speaking of handy features, it also does have ANC, which I know a lot of people want. Very good ANC at that. There's an ambient mode, and it's an adaptive ANC too that's adjusting to background noises. They also do have with these a Meridian tune for our sound. So Meridian, they are a British company. They've got a lot of years of experience in audio. They've done the tune with these, so co-engineered or cooperating with LG on that, and it really does show with how well these sound. So the driver's gone from an 8mm to now a 11mm diameter driver with a pure graphene in that driver too as well. Inside the box, you'll find a simple owner's manual. We do have a Type-C to Type-A cable. Charge time is 2 hours for the case. For the earbuds inside to fully charge them is 1 hour, and if you charge for 5 minutes, that will give you, with ANC off, 1 hour of runtime. So the complete on a single charge runtime is 5 hours with the ANC on a single charge, and then 9 hours with the ANC off, and a total of 29 hours with the case. So we get some medical grade silicon tips. They have there, you can see 2 larges and 2 smalls. Inside here, they do come with the mediums applied. And then we've got this cable, which is really interesting. So it is a Type-C to 3.5mm. Now, what is that for? Well, that is for the plug-in mode when you plug it in. So you can simply just flick that switch there. That's it on now. And then you plug in our Type-C, and you can use older devices. For example, this PlayStation Portable Slim I have here does not have Bluetooth, but I can simply plug that in. And now I'm able to use the tone freeze with a PlayStation Portable. You can use it with other tech like airplanes, old PCs that don't have Bluetooth. The case size is decent, good quality plastics it's made out of. There are no sharp edges. So there is a status LED letting us know the case battery. So we'll go from green to orange to red, and it will indicate when you do really need to charge it. But through the app, you can actually see the exact percentage of the battery, which is good. So on the back there are just a few markings. We have our Type-C port, and the lid, it opens and closes with a very nice feel to it, and it does have a magnet that keeps it in place. So if I do give it a bit of a shake around, nothing's going to rattle inside, which is good. Now you notice that it's got their UV nano, and there is a little light on. So when it's charging is the only time it does this. What it will do is kill up to 99.9% of the bacteria that is on the silicon ear tips. So they've increased the coverage of it, and it will get to where the filter is inside there too. Now it's not the blue light, LED light that's just there. It's actually this part right here, if I can get the camera to focus on that. So there it is. That's the area that's going to be doing the disinfecting there. And magnets keep the tone-free earbuds there in place. Those are the charging contact points there. You can see little pogo pins, and they fit in there with a real nice feel to them. The magnet holds them in place really strongly. So the weight of this case is 53 grams, and the earbuds are just a fraction over 5 grams. They are nice and light. So we do have that world's first Dolby ATMOS with the Dolby head tracking tech. We do have enhanced adaptive ANC with real-time optimization of the ANC just to get it the absolute best possible. And of course, with these silicone tips, I've got a really good seal and they haven't softened up on me after now over a week of using them. The filter inside there, you can see that is made out of metal. So that's where it charges the contact points there. We have a microphone here on the bottom. So that's the one that's used actually in conjunction with other mics for the voice calls. ANC is using the one at the top there, an inner mic here too, and the one here on the back. So capacitive touch controls, they work really well. The build quality of this plastic is excellent. This little lip here isn't a lip, it's just a line. There is no sharpness to that at all. They are a very good, comfortable fit. They've not fallen out on me. So even going for just a light jog with these or running, I've had no problems, and I'll get onto the comfort of that soon in this video too. So the driver inside here has now gone from 8mm to 11, and they are using a pure graphene unit in this too with it for the sound, which of course is tuned by Meridian. So a lot of tech packed into these tone-free earbuds. LG's continued their partnership with Meridian for the tune of these, and their experience is definitely showing to me it's pulled through. So using the natural equalizer setting with the application, I noticed that it is very balanced. They haven't gone overboard with the bass. The vocals sound very good, and our mids, no problems at all with them. I can't really criticize them. They don't sound muddy. The lows are not affecting the mids at all, and the highs are detailed. Now, when I first originally listened to them, they were by default for some reason in the bass boost mode, and that was kind of a little bit overkill for me with the bass. It is extremely powerful if you want it to be, because now they have an even better driver with these. So they say it's around about 89% larger, the driver for deeper bass, and we've got a 11mm driver now. Of course, it's got the graphene in there too, so you can get the thundering, powerful, deep explosions bass coming through if you're really into your bass. And then you can have more of a laid-back kind of tune. It's balanced, so really caters for everyone, which is great. And I think that's just Meridian's experience pulling through there, so an excellent tune. As for codec support, well, it's running off aptX Adaptive here with my modern phone that's got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Now, if your phone doesn't support that, you will probably have AAC, and of course, if you're an Apple user with an iPhone, then it is the AAC codec, and it does also have a fallback codec that we'll use with some phones, which is SBC. So they do have, of course, their own application. It's called LG Tone Free. When you log into it, in fact, you don't have to log into it, which is great. No registration required, nothing. It's just you go straight into it, which I wish a lot of other brands would do, because it's kind of annoying when you have to register and have logins for everything. Anyway, it's got the battery gauge right there. We've got our user manual, so it goes over the capacitive touch controls, and even information there, for example, on that status LED on the case, so you can see what the battery life is like. We've got equalizer settings, your own custom tune there for the equalizer, and then even this. So my best fit, this is going to make sure that you're wearing them correctly to get a good seal, the best ANC and everything, of course, which is normal. So starting this, I will intentionally not wear one of them properly. Oh, it knows they're not in use. So when I start this, I'll just have one out a little bit loose. And what it's doing now is testing to see that they're fitting well, because it's got an inner microphone. It can actually work out if your fit's not that good. So let's see what it's telling me actually both of them are good there. So that is good to see. I guess I need to have it out even more. So we've got the controls there for the ANC. We do have the ambient sound mode, multi-point ampering, autoplay. You can disable that. Firmware updates, touchpad settings for the capacitive touch controls, of course, voice alert, and even find my earbuds. There is a lot in there. Just a huge amount of features. And it's also one more thing too. And that is that these, of course, are the world's first Dolby ATMOS wireless earbuds with their Dolby head tracking tech. So it really adds to the immersion. It's much more than stereo. It makes it sound like that you're really in the experience when you move your head about. So it's tracking where your head position is. And then when you hear some of those sounds, it feels and sounds like that it's above you, below you, next to you, and just a lot more immersive. Full immersion compared to your standard stereo. So a great tech to have, and it is the first in wireless earbuds. Microphone sample now with the LG Tone Free T90Qs. So they do have clear communication with a VPU that you're using, And you can hear from this sample that they do sound very clear. So if you're someone that places a lot of voice calls on your earbuds, then these do not disappoint with excellent microphone quality, according to this sample here that's recorded straight into my timeline. So I'm now out doing a bit of a run test here with the LG Tone Frees, the T9s, and the fit is not a problem because they have that stem to them, the stem design. I find they're pretty snug, and even though now, like if I run, just jogging ahead, they're not going to pop out on me, and they do have an IPX4 water resistance to them. So again, like a little bit of sweat, like I'm sweating right now, it's very hot and I've been running a little. It's not going to be a problem for these at all. And the best part, they're not going to fall out either. Connection time with these is super quick. So as soon as you just open that lid, that's it. They are really connecting up to your phone and they're connected already. Now they do run off Bluetooth 5.3 tech, putting them in. Very comfortable fit. And so easy to fit them to because of the stem design. As I pointed out before, when I was running with them, they're just not going to pop out on me, and they haven't. Now, the ANC is impressive to me with these. I've got an air conditioning fan that is on at the moment. You may be able to pick it up over my mic. I do hope you don't. And I do have a Tower PC, and there's even cicadas outside because it's summer and they're making a lot of high-pitched noise singing away. I can't hear them. That's truly impressive. Well, the first time I used these, I did go, wow, the ANC for in-ears is really getting so much better. So it's an adaptive ANC tech that they're using. There is an ambient mode, so if you need to hear train announcements, co-workers, background noises, then you can switch over to that. So capacitive touch controls, you do get a nice little click that you can hear it when you're cycling through. There's tap and hold, there's volume controls. It's working really well for me. So overall, with the Meridian Tune, with the Dolby ATMOS, with the head tracking, the fit, the ergonomics of it, how comfortable they are, they're light. Then, of course, we've got the UV Nano to kill any bacteria that are on the tips of them, the silicone medical grade tips. The list just goes on and on of the features that these do have, the wireless charging on the pad. They truly are an excellent set of premium TWS earbuds here from LG. So they do come recommended from me. I know it's a sponsored video, but remember, it isn't a review, so do bear that in mind. But thank you so much for watching my video here of the LG tone-free UT90 Qs.